A blessed Christmas season to you as you and I make final preparations for the celebration of the Lord's birth. I'm excited, and I know you are as well. So how are your plans coming? Perhaps you're getting ready for an old-fashioned Christmas. I grew up in the hills of Kentucky, just east of Louisville, and I can vividly recall our old-fashioned Christmas. There was a very steep hill on our back property, and I remember a few neighbors coming over, and we would get on a toboggan with 9 or 10 people aboard and speed down that steep hill as the snow came down to add to that old-fashioned Christmas. And it was so much fun that we would do it again and again and again. I recall coming inside after several hours with the group. The fire would be crackling in the fireplace. Handel's Messiah would be playing on the stereo. Cookies would be baking. And homemade fudge my mother was a-making. Yes, I remember our old-fashioned Christmas. Carols were sung and stockings were hung with holly and ivy, mistletoe, and yes, a little bit of ho, ho, ho. It was all part of the experience, and I'll never forget it. Relatives and friends would come from far and near to share our Christmas cheer. Indeed, a good old-fashioned Christmas has a lot of trimmings, and all those things happening on the periphery of Christmas are all important. But truly, they are not the real Christmas. In Luke chapter 2, verse 19, Mary captured the real Christmas. Luke writes, "But Mary treasured up all these things, pondering them in her heart." Mary pondered the message of the angel to her that she would bear a son, and she would call his name Jesus. He will be great and will be called Son of the Most High. She was told that the Holy Spirit will come upon her, and the power of the Most High will overshadow her. And for that reason, the holy offspring shall be called the Son of God. And now, that son is born in a stable in Bethlehem, and Mary is treasuring up all those things and pondering them in her heart. Author Paul Lowenberg once wrote, he said, "At Bethlehem, God became what he was not before, but he did not cease being what he always was." Wow, that's something to ponder and to treasure. And think of this, the same Christ who was born in a manger, the same Christ Mary treasured, now lives within you. The Apostle Paul has written, "It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." Ponder that. Treasure that. That's really Christmas. Roy L. Smith has written, "He who has not Christ in his heart will never find it under a tree." I pray you will have a real old-fashioned Christmas this year. Yes, with Christmas trees, cookies baking, and fudge a-making, with holly, ivy, mistletoe, and perhaps even a little ho, ho, ho. But remember, all those things are just the wrapping of the present. The real present is the Christ child in your heart, not under a tree. May you have in your heart a truly old-fashioned Christmas this year. Talk to you next week, God willing. Merry Christmas.